welcome to Mythbusters Reading Edition. My name is Dr. Kathryn Garforth from Garforth Education.
And I'm Lynn Givens from Connect to Comprehension. If we read to children, they will pick up reading by themselves. Now, this is a partial myth, I almost think, because if we read to children and we do interactive read alouds where we're talking to them about the words that we come to that they may not know, and we're modeling stopping at periods and we're modeling good expression, then they're going to learn a lot about the reading process, but they are not going to be able to read on their own. This is very helpful, and we should read to children. Oh my goodness, I read to my girls before they were even born. We should read to children at a very early age, and we should do more than just read to them. We should talk about what we're reading so that they're learning all of those skills that will help them be strong readers. But they will not learn to read by themselves if we read to them.
Exactly. I mean, there's things that even an experienced teacher of reading can't model, through their reading. You actually need to take it away from the context of a book.
Right.
To talk about the different letters or graphemes and the sounds or the phonemes that they represent, and help the child or the individual. I mean, you can teach someone to read at pretty much any age if they're willing.
That's true.
Right?
Yes.
So as long as they get that relationship between the letter and the sounds and learn how to get those to an automatic level. So they see the letter A and they know that it can make the sound ah. And then when they see a word, they're able to make that phoneme, grapheme correspondent to every letter in the word. So if they see the word cat, they say k, a, t, and they can do it automatically. So they don't have to search their brain saying, okay, that's the letter C. What sound does C make, right? It needs to be that automatic retrieval so that then they can go k, a, t, blend them together, cat, right? We want that to become an automatic process. And it would be very laborious and take the complete fun away from reading if you're doing that with every word you come across in a book, and then it won't be in a logical, sequential manner.
And you won't be able to understand because you've put so much effort into that letter by letter decoding and then blending. There's no cognitive space left for you to understand what you're reading. So that automatic, I'm so glad you keep saying that, because that to me is key, that reading needs to be, the decoding part needs to become automatic, and that every word that a child comes to that's within his skill level is a sight word, not a high frequency word. We used to talk about high frequency words as the same thing as sight words, but they're really not. Every word should be a sight word, so that you take that laboriousness that you just talked about out of the picture, and students can use their cognitive space to monitor what they're reading, to self-monitor, to make sure they understand what they're reading, and to make sense of it. And if they're, like you said, if they're still blending sound by sound and having to go, okay, now what sound does that letter make? That comprehension will not happen. So the decodable books, if I've learned to read words with short vowels, I should be reading books that have only words with short vowels. And that those don't need to be books like The Cat Sat on the Mat, The Cat is Fat, The Mat is Flat. They can be interesting. They can include comprehension, but they can be totally decodable. And that's the wonderful bridge between isolated words and reading text, is that decodable set of readers that students can use. So yeah, I agree with absolutely everything you've said. 110%.